Okay, I'm going to talk about the importance of reading books, and we'll start it off with this Calvin and Hobbes comic. We have Calvin. He has a school project where he has to read a book. He just flips through it and goes outside to play frisbee. And that is not how you read books. But I propose that each person should strive to read a book a month. And the reason you should strive to read a book a month is because reading increases the overall health of your brain. It helps to reduce stress, and it's enjoyable, and it gives you, an overall a better quality of life. The benefits of reading. It's a widely researched field, and it's implemented. We know that reading is really good for the brain, and we implement that in primary schools. But for whatever reason, as people age, it's less stressed. The importance of reading is less stressed, although it's still just as important as we get older. So those are some of the reasons to read, that you should read books, and I'll start off by talking about the health of your brain. I'll read this quote here. This is from Psychology Today, and they say, "Becoming engrossed in a novel enhances connectivity in the brain and improves brain function, especially in the left temporal cortex and primary sensory motor region of the brain." And that's a mouthful, but basically, all that means is that reading engages your brain in a sort of workout, and it makes a whole bunch of regions of your brain work together that normally don't have to work together that hard. It engages areas of the brain involved in visualization, language, empathy, and as well as like deeper regions of the brain, like the brainstem and amygdala. And reading also keeps your brain healthy by reducing your risk of developing Alzheimer's. People who engage their brains in an activity such as reading, solving puzzles, or playing chess are 2.5 times less likely to develop Alzheimer's. That's from the Sleep Matters Club. That just shows the level at which reading keeps your brain engaged. And so, continuing on this talk about healthy brains, so reading activates the sensory cortex. It has big benefits for plasticity, which is the ability of your brain to learn new information. It's been described before as use it or lose it, and when you read, you're using it. And the regular readers also show lower rates of depression compared to non-readers. So that's the first reason that I think people should strive to read a book a month. And the second reason you should strive to read a book a month is for the de-stressing properties of reading. So the University of Sussex in the UK did a study on reading and stress, and they discovered that reading a book for 6 minutes can decrease stress more than taking a walk, more than listening to music, or more than even drinking tea. And that's just 6 minutes of reading, and it decreased stress by 68%. But they found more than that. They also found that people who read for an hour, 2 hours, a long period of time basically, achieved something they called deep focus or flow state, where they were completely focused on the task at hand, and that had the best of the de-stressing properties is when people achieved this flow state. And so relating to this, when you de-stress, you improve your sleep. In a study by the Sleep Matters Club, where participants would pull out a novel right before they went to bed, 40% of participants reported better sleep just from pulling out that novel. In America, about 70% of adults report troubled sleep at least one time a month. And one of these people, my dad struggles. He has insomnia, and one of the ways he deals with it is he pulls out history books before he goes to sleep, and he says they're so boring they put him to sleep every night. So that's the second reason I think that people should strive to read books, is it de-stresses you and can help you sleep. And the third reason that I think people should strive to read a book a month is because reading books is enjoyable. When you read for pleasure, you have to put yourself in the shoes of another person and imagine yourself through the perspective of someone else. This has been shown to increase empathy. And through this increased empathy, people have reported improved relationships. People who read more than non-readers. And then, it's also been shown, as I said before, to reduce symptoms of depression and improve overall well-being. And then, for me personally, I would just say that reading books is super interesting. There's a book out there for you. There's books written on every subject about everything, and people pour their lives into writing these stories. So I personally would highly recommend it. I think it helps when I need to de-stress or when I need to calm down. Reading books is a really great way to do that. In conclusion, I think you should pick up a book. Start with Calvin and Hobbes. It's the greatest book of all time. But reading will increase the health of your brain. It'll help you manage your stress and could improve your sleep. And also, reading books is enjoyable. And that is my presentation. And here's my works cited. Psychology Today. We have the Sleep Matters Club. And, thanks.